Yes, we are.
2 2 2 2 2.
Test, test. And test, test, test.
2 2 2 2 2.
Test, test. Everything should be just the same as last time.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing.
Test, 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 test.
How are you guys feeling?
I'm feeling good.
You sound okay?
Yeah, sounds fine.
Okay.
Billy, can you just turn my where it's not so loud in my headset?
Yes, mine also, just a smidge.
All right. So for Coach Oakham, or for yep, Coach Oakham, blah 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 blah. We're good. Coach Allen, blah 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 blah.
Right there.
Okay.
Great.
All right.
Okay.
Let's do this. What do we got here? Coach, let me see if I can do. Let me just see where that is. Oh, it's right there. That's what it was. Okay, I'm good. I think I'm good. Oh, perfect now. Perfect.
Oh, we're going to have to stop for the national anthem. You all right, Coach?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
Did you see the dude play the violin the other night on what was it the football game? National anthem the other night. It was awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2014 Negative 41 of drum major Daniel Cleany and assistant drum major
I'll throw it to you twice. We'll talk about Jeremiah coming back. What does that mean to an offense that's struggling? And then that was the SEABREEZE Marching 100 with the national anthem. It's Friday night, and that means high school football from Municipal Stadium and Larry Kelly Field in Daytona Beach. Hello, everyone. I'm Billy Gahagan, and standing next to me for the next couple of hours are Steve Allen and Rocky Oakham. Tonight's game matches the Deltona Wolves and the SEABREEZE SANDCRABS in a game that has playoff implications in District 9, Class 6A. The visiting Wolves, with a record of 1-5, come into this contest with a legitimate chance to defeat the SANDCRABS. That's a tough pill to swallow for some of the SEABREEZE faithful. Coach Allen, Deltona has never really been considered a football powerhouse. Throughout the years, they've had a few athletes here and there, but they could never really put together a team that struck fear in anyone. Tonight, however, they have a chance to put themselves in the driver's seat for a playoff spot. How does this Deltona team match up with SEABREEZE?
You know, Bill, unbelievably, I think they match up very well. We've not, if you could have told us a year ago, 2 years ago, that we would be doing a game that involves SEABREEZE and Deltona, and it would be potentially for the runner-up spot in District 9. We might not have believed that, but here Coach Johnson's got his Wolves, poised and ready to play the SANDCRABS, and the SANDCRABS, we know what they've been through. So, yes, I do think they match up well. I think they have enough athletes. I think that Coach Johnson's done a good enough job in trying to get these guys to where they need to be physically, have enough talent. They have a bunch of young talent. Their sophomore class is just absolutely loaded up. And, we'll be talking about the Nigel Shipmans, the Jamari Giles, the Evan Hensons. These guys are sophomores, and they're just wonderful-looking dudes. And I'm excited to see them play. I know just schedule-wise watching who they've played, but I have not visually seen them play. We've seen the Crabs a bunch, so I'm excited about it. I think we got a great matchup.
Coach Alan Johnson is in his second year with the Wolves. He's 2-13-1. Once again, that is 1 in the tie column. He's coached at Deltona Trinity Christian. He coached 9 years. He was the school's only head coach. He's made the playoffs 7 of his 9 years, so he's no stranger to the playoffs.
No, but I think in fairness to him with the record part of it at Deltona, Deltona's had 9 football coaches since I've lived here since 1994. So they've been over 500 2 times in the last decade. So nobody has really gone to Deltona and just flat out won ball games, with the exception, the best coach numerically is Todd Sisko, 17-13. He was 8-3 in 07, and that was a really good bunch. Again, I'm not sure about putting fear in anybody, but for Deltona, that's the best that it's been.
No doubt. SEABREEZE, as we all know, is down the season. Coach Yoakum, they're getting a shot in the arm tonight with the return of quarterback Jeremiah Wilson, who transferred in from Matanzas last year but was injured in the spring jamboree. What kind of pep does that give SEABREEZE tonight?
Well, I've got to think they were very excited about that. Certainly the young man who's returning from that broken leg has got to be thrilled. He's probably going to be a little bit rusty. I do believe he will start tonight. I think the rest of the team who were so excited about him and the coaching staff were so excited about him that I'm sure everybody is pumped up about having this young man back to pull the trigger for SEABREEZE tonight.
Well, every year the SANDCRABS are considered a playoff team. Even at 1-5, SEABREEZE has a chance to make the playoffs this season. It'll be for the 10th time in Mark Beach's 14 seasons as a head coach. Coach Yoakum, the SANDCRABS are struggling offensively this season. They're only averaging 10 points a game. In the grand scheme of things, the SANDCRABS can't look past this Deltona for a sure win, or can they?
Oh, I don't think you can look past them at all, and I don't think anybody from SEABREEZE is looking past them. I think they realize that they're in a position where the playoffs are really dependent upon them having success here tonight. I'm one of the faithful that am feeling very strongly that they're going to accomplish that and get a win here tonight against Deltona.
Well, it's a pink out here for the SANDCRABS. Deltona is hoping to add a little black and blue to the mix, huh? That was pretty
Coach
bad.
Gahagan, what are your thoughts about, do we have any predictions for this game tonight?
I've said for quite a few weeks, I like the way Deltona matches up with them, and I can't believe that people are saying that when you talk about these two programs. I wouldn't be surprised if Deltona gives SEABREEZE all that they can handle. And I think that if SEABREEZE doesn't put a nail in the coffin early and lets this group hang around, I think it could be a bad thing for SEABREEZE High School tonight.
I just wanted to hear that on the air, and I don't think that's a terrible assessment.
I will not shy away from my words, and you know that.
Which is why I like to set you up like a bowling pin, so you can go ahead and do that, Bill. That's awesome, just awesome.
SEABREEZE has won the toss. They've elected to defer. That only means that Deltona will more than likely receive here in the first half. When we come back from the break, we will talk about the other area games and then have the kickoff between Deltona and SEABREEZE. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Municipal Stadium and Larry Kelly Field. Billy Gahagan, Steve Allen, and Rocky Yoakum. Coaches, we'll start with you, Coach Yoakum. Last year at this time, SEABREEZE defeated Deltona 49-0. A lot of their big players have gone off to college, but guys like Rashad Floyd, Scott Summers, they return. Can we expect to see them having another offensive outpouring?
Well, I'm not expecting a 49-point output unless Deltona puts the ball on the ground several times. SEABREEZE is just not in that mode of scoring that many points this year. But once again, I think that the SANDCRABS are going to be ready. I was down there in pregame before the game. They were talking about, not the coaches, but the players were talking about the importance of this game to one another. And you're always wondering if the kids have their mind in the right place, and I think they do.
Coach Allen, the 4 players on defense for the SANDCRABS who had big games: Cole Dunnigan, 5 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, a pick; Bubba Ballish, 3 tackles; Chase Hamilton, 3 tackles; Will Roth, 3 tackles and a tackle for a loss. What can we expect to see defensively for these guys?
Well, Cole's the leading tackler with 85 tackles, and he's the guy that gets around the ball the most. I think we've been pretty, or at least I have been fairly impressed with the SEABREEZE defensive efforts that when the games that we've watched. We've seen them be, overmatched a little bit and stand up against Coco. I think is a good example. And they've made a lot of progress, which I think is a credit to their coaches. Because we did see them, I saw them personally in week 1 against Creek. And they got kind of ran over pretty good, and they look like they could be in for a really, really long deal just from a competitive standpoint. They didn't compete very well, and so just give credit to those coaching, that coaching staff, because they've gotten better and their kids have improved on defense.
Both teams have taken the field, and as we said before, SEABREEZE won the toss. They've elected to defer. Deltona will receive. To start the game, taking a look at some of the area games, Coach Allen, Orlando Cornerstone 2-5 at Deltona. Trinity 4-2. Trinity is 2-1 at home. Cornerstone struggles on the road at 1-3.
Yeah, well, one of my notes that I jotted down, this week in preparation for the game is how I really have a lot of respect for guys that take reclamation projects. And Monty Van, even though it wasn't so much a reclamation in as much as what they've done in the past, I know what left there, and Trinity was in bad shape, and he's done a good job. He's got them to 4-2 over there. Don't know much about Orlando Cornerstone, but I'm really pulling for Monty Van and the Trinity Christian Eagles.
Matanzas at 2-3 is at Ponte Vedra Nice at 2-4. This is a District 4 6A game. Matanzas has Nice, Bartram Trail, and St. Augustine in a row.
Yeah, and Matanzas is in their short existence has never beaten Nice. And, I've got some personal feelings for that with Coach Ripley having worked for me for a number of years and being a great friend. And I'm pulling for him, obviously. So I'm going to pick Matanzas to get their second win in a row and get to 3 wins and have it going on.
The ball has been teed up by Sammy Hayworth from his 40-yard line. The 5'10 senior punter place kicker. By all accounts, Coach Yoakum has been considered the team's MVP.
Even if he is Coach Tony Malagrino's grandson, yes, indeed. I think he has been one of the keys to keeping SEABREEZE's defense in some of these football games by turning the field for them, and he's going to kick it off right here.
Most of Hayworth's kicks have gone into the end zone. Deltona's return men are standing at the 10. Hopefully this kick doesn't make me look too bad. Hayworth gets his foot into it, and the ball will be fielded inside the 10 at the 3-yard line. Tremont Bright on the return. He takes it up to about the 17-18-yard line where Deltona will set up shop. 1st and 10 to start the game.
Coach, if you look on this Deltona roster, you're going to notice some names that you've seen in coaching and living and even playing, I guess, Billy, around here for a number of years. The Lanes, the Brights, there's Johnsons, there's some guys that they've got some bloodlines that have run through West Volusia for some time.
Yeah, that's the key. They're all West Volusia. It's all West Volusia blood, man.
Yep. And Allen's ties, Allen is a very well-respected, he's a D-Lane guy, he's very well-respected on that end, and, let's face it, kids don't always go to school where they are zoned for or where they live, and I promise you there's a number of kids that want to come to Deltona now to play for Coach Johnson.
Deltona's quarterback is number 2, Marquise Lane. He's going to roll to his left, he's going to come out throwing. First play of the game on the reception is Cameron Miles. That's good enough for a first down on the first play of scrimmage.
see that play so much. We call it out. You get a little short out of one receiver, a deep out of the other, and a clear out of the number 3. It's just a great route.
Coach Yoakum, I don't know if you noticed that, but before the game started, when Deltona was huddled up, they had 12 men in the huddle. They waited for a player to get off the field before they broke the huddle.
That's right. A sign of somebody's out there has got a little poise. Yes, I did see it.
1st and 10 again for the Wolves. From their 29-yard line, Lane rolling. He's going to tuck it and run. He's got a blocker or two. He's going to gain about 9 yards and take it up to the 38-yard line.
I'll tell you this, that right there, that type of play could be the demise of the SeaBreeze defense, because they're going to have to work hard to get over the top to get to some stuff, and once it gets back against the grain on them, I don't think they've got great team speed on defense. I think they get to the ball very well and they're tenacious, but I don't think they're really fast.
Is this Lane that's playing quarterback in relation to the Lane that's the tailback at Tennessee?
Yes, sir. There's the bloodlines. You've got, all of them. Marquise, all these guys are just wonderful athletes.
And you had Marquand last year, who was committed to West Virginia, but because of academic issues didn't make it. But nonetheless, it showed that he had what it took athletically.
Oh, Coach, I can tell you firsthand, I coached Marquand Lane at DeLand, and he is some kind of athlete.
Lane finally brought down at the 35-yard line.
Definitely a coverage sack there. He had lots and lots of time and showed us a little bit of Denzel Houston move there, standing in the pocket and kind of bouncing around. But as Coach Allen said earlier, the SeaBreeze defense, their success, I think, is predicated on the fact that they got to be in the right spot. They don't have the makeup speed to get outflanked and then recover. So coaching is definitely a big part of their success there, because they're not going to run a lot of people down.
Cole Dunnigan made that stop for the SANDCRABS. It'll be 3rd down and 4 for the Wolves. If anything, this game is a two-headed monster for SeaBreeze. It's a win to get in for the playoffs, but it's also going to be good practice for when they see Denzel Houston in a couple weeks.
See, the against the grain stuff that's what is going to be scary for SeaBreeze, and that's the second time. And one of the things, going back to his brother Marquand, when I spent my time out there at DeLand, I would tell people that Marquand Lane was a longer, different position playing Marshawn Gilliard. They were just their cutting ability and how they went about their movement, their body control. They were very similar.
Lane, after his scramble, picked up 5 yards. That was good enough for a 1st down. It's now once again 1st and 10 for the Wolves from their 40-yard line. Here come the Crabs. That's Cameron Miles on the carry. He picks up about 4 yards. We'll call it 2nd down and 6 for Deltona.
Coach Gahagan, if Coach Saunier is going to come after them on that solo side from the wide side, and Brother Lane reads that out and he catches him on that, there's a lot of field turf out here that's uncovered by anybody in red pants.
I was talking to Coach Beach earlier, and it's almost like these guys are just inexperienced. They're not young, they're just inexperienced.
Right. And anytime you've got a new coaching staff, wow.
Under pressure.
Wow, Coach Yoakum.
It's going to come back on a flag, but look at Lane. Lane's going to take the ball across the 50-yard line down to about the 43, but that's coming back. Somebody from Deltona is going to get called for holding.
Well, somebody from Deltona might get called for breaking some ankles, because that was a pretty impressive run right there. That's impressive.
I don't know. Coach Yoakum's probably going to trump me on this one. I don't know that we've had this many young stars in this area in a while.
There are a tremendous amount of, that's the first thing when I saw Marquise Lane, I looked on the program here, 6'1", 165, sophomore. Mainland quarterback, sophomore. Mainland tailback, sophomore.
Right. Leading rusher in the area, Keyshawn Bird at Flagler Palm Coast, sophomore.
He's only a sophomore.
He's a sophomore.
Lingard from university, freshman.
Ooh.
Wow, there's a short side over here. They've got to get some contain, I would think, to
They're going to bring inside pressure. He's going to chase him out over here.
Second and 20.
That's trouble, Coach.
We're going to watch Lane do his thing.
Oh, very nice job converging here by the SEABREEZE defense.
Second and 20, picks up about 4. It'll be third and very long for the Wolves. I remember when SEABREEZE was playing the TT Tollivers of the world, the defense was bus stop, wasn't it?
School zone.
School zone.
You took one step and then you proceed with caution.
I love that. Yeah. I love that.
I knew it was something.
I love that.
Corny like that.
That's pretty good.
But Coach Holcomb, how do you defend this kid? Do you go after his passing ability, or do you respect his running ability? What do you do?
This guy, I'd make this guy throw the football if I could and see what he can do with it. He's completed one pass, but there's a place to go. Here we go. Yeah,
they've seen the tapes on him. We haven't seen the tape. See, this is where when it all breaks down. Great job by the SEABREEZE defense. Yeah. Great job staying at home. Number 40, is it? No, it's
58.
Yes, sir. Will Roth. Nice job. That's why he's among the leaders in the county in tackle. He does what he's coached to do.
I saw Hinton open here in the flats, and I don't know if Lane did. Back when I was a running quarterback. So.
Really, I would have actually paid to come in that game. No, I would have paid to come in that game if I would have known that Sir William Gahagan was going to be the trigger puller.
There it is. 4th and 20 for the Wolves, their first punt of the evening.
I don't think their kicker showed up, guys. Oh, this is a bad deal here. Right turn.
Yes, their kicker didn't show up, and they brought their JV kicker up, and they would plan to use him. And Coach Beach and Coach Johnson were talking before the game, and Coach Beach said, "Didn't this guy play last night in our JV game?" And Coach Johnson said, "Yes, but they get 8 quarters a week." And Coach Beach said, "I don't think so." So they had a coaches discussion, and it looks like Coach Johnson has decided not to use their JV player because he's ineligible. Of course, that would be an automatic forfeit.
Coach Johnson got the trip into Georgia.
You guys weren't kidding.
No,
sir.
I went along like you guys were kidding, and I said neither did the long snapper. I apologize.
No, and it wouldn't have mattered who the kicker was at that one. You're right, Bill. Great break for the Crabs.
Sorry about that one. Well, under center for the first time in a regular season varsity game for the SANDCRABS is Jeremiah Wilson. Wilson's going to give it right away to Sylvester.
Push. He's going to mark him short, it looks like. We'll be down about the 1.
And I'm surprised somebody didn't push. That rule has changed. I remember when you couldn't aid the ball carrier. Now, if you're not aiding the ball carrier, you're on the sideline.
Agreed. You see it all at every level.
Yes, you do.
Oh, that's interesting.
We're just going to make a quick substitution.
Yep. Right through the backfield of SEABREEZE. I'm not sure I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Well, the coach took the heads-up thing and called the timeout. So 5:15 to go in the first quarter. SEABREEZE nothing, Deltona nothing, but the SANDCRABS are threatening to score. We'll be back. Welcome back to Municipal Stadium and Larry Kelly Field. Billy Gahagan, Steve Allen, and Rocky Yoakum. Jeremiah Wilson with the handoff. He's going to lose a yard on the play. It'll be 3rd and goal for SEABREEZE. Nice play defensively for the Wolves.
Very nice play by the Wolves, and right now they could get pretty excited if they could come up with a goal line stand here. SEABREEZE looks like they're coming in with their big package.
James Hicks and, Coach, and Will Roth.
That's okay. It looks like big LJ Smiley in there. LJ is listed at 6'6", 327.
Yes.
The nose tackle. That is a large human.
Yeah.
He just dwarfs everybody out there, Coach.
Yes, he does.
I'll be interested to see how much running is in the game plan for SEABREEZE with the quarterback coming back off that injury.
Who did you say that was, Coach, at the nose?
I think LJ Smiley. Oh, hello. I'm sorry.
No, sir. It's actually Dalton Decker, who's the bad guy in the middle. That's Dalton. Okay. But there was a major league collision at the goal line. Hey, Coach Holcomb.
Yes, sir.
See that yellow thing on the
That's a flag.
Yes, it is.
I'm used to those.
That was a nice collision. Something that you haven't seen in the past.
What do you do here, fellas? Do you take the penalty?
Oh, they have no choice. Well, that should have been blown dead a long time ago, but we'll let that go, I guess.
Well, tonight's a pink out, Bill, and a couple of weeks ago out here we had a yellow out, and it was something I don't know that I've ever seen the likes of.
And that yellow out almost led to my blackout.
Segue.
So false start, the call against SEABREEZE. They're pushed back now to their 8-yard line. Officials timeout on the field. We're going to stay here. So SEABREEZE gets the ball 1st and goal from the 2, and now they're faced with 3rd and goal from the 8. That's probably not they weren't expecting to be 5 plays later, a penalty or 2, and then push back.
Absolutely not. I think they thought they'd stick it in, and if they don't stick it in, I think they're going to wish they had.
Absolutely.
Is this a situation where you're 1-5 and you're playing in a game that has so much on the line that if you don't score that early on a touchdown, it's really a loss of the possession, or you're going to take the 3 and just kind of move on? There's a lot of game left.
Oh, I think they'll kick. If they don't score here, I think they'll attempt the field goal. But it's again.
But is that a downer?
Well, I don't know. It's so much of it. If it's a downer for the SANDCRABS, as it's an upper for the Wolves. They're already pretty excited, and if their defense feels like they can stop the SANDCRABS.
Jeremiah Wilson is now on the sideline, and Scott Summers is in at quarterback. Sylvester on the speed sweep motion. He's got a few blockers. He's going to bob and weave his way, but he's not going to make it into the end zone. He's going to be short. It'll be 4th and goal from the from the Deltona 4-yard line.
DJ Johnson on the tackle there, the middle linebacker. He runs to the football nicely.
Let me tell you, DJ Johnson played for me at Warner Christian last year, and he is a wonderful kid and a really, really good football player. Rangy, has a good body. He's a downhill player. He's not going to be so much a side-to-side as much, but downhill he's a super football player, and again, a great kid.
Sammy Hayworth in to attempt a 21-yard field goal to put the Crabs up 3-0. The kick is up, and it's good. 3:07 to go in the first quarter. SEABREEZE draws first blood. It's 3-0. They lead the Deltona Wolves. We'll be right back. Sam Hayworth set to kick off following his field goal, and he just drives the ball completely into the end zone. That's the kick I expected to see the first time. Welcome back to the stadium. Billy Gahagan, Steve Allen, and Rocky Yoakum. Deltona will have the ball for their 2nd series of the night, 1st and 10 from their 20-yard line.
Did a nice job in the first drive, got themselves behind the chains with a penalty. They're going to have to rush the football a little bit here, but, I don't know if they're just going to use their quarterback to do that, if they're going to have a running back that's going to be involved in that. they've got a really nice-looking group of young, talented kids. Got a substitution deal here.
Well, they have 10 guys, so that means they had 12 because 2 guys just came off. So Deltona has to spend both, excuse me, not both, but they spent 2 of their 3 timeouts in the first quarter.
I don't think that that's a huge issue. You hate that you've had to do it in that way, but if this were the second half, I would worry about it. But being the first half, we talk every week about how many times we as coaches have taken those first half timeouts into the locker room with us unused. I think there's a quiet confidence that you have when you have beaten somebody and never lost to them as a program, regardless of how your season's going. And I think SEABREEZE has a quiet confidence in their ability to win this game. You know, they've seen some good ball clubs. Not that Deltona hasn't. Now they've already played Mainland. That was a 35-0, coach. That was, you know, we didn't see the game and we don't know how that played out. But 35-0, we've seen Mainland put that on people in a half.
Right.
Both teams are back onto the field. 1st and 10, Deltona from their 20-yard line. Marquise Lane. Trey Williams in motion. He might have turned up a little early, but nobody's going to call that.
And nobody's going to cover him.
Lane's pass is complete to Williams. A pickup of 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 4 for the Wolves.
Coach, looks like SEABREEZE has got a little automatic when the motion comes to you. Outside backer's coming. And I'm sure they've seen some things on tape, but
I'm sure they want to try to get up, stop that speed sweep would be the first thought I would have. After that guy crosses the center and they still haven't snapped the ball, I don't know what the thought process needs to be, but somebody needs to think flat.
Absolutely. Great first down. I mean, you know, you're getting 5 and 6 on first down. You're going to take that.
Williams again in motion. Lane hands it off. That's Nigel Shipman on the carry. Pickup of, we'll call it 3. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1 for Deltona.
Shipman, the running back there, is another sophomore.
And he has to be another bloodline because the DeLand Bulldogs Shipman, I would imagine.
I think you're right, Coach. I look at their roster, and they have like 6 guys that are 6'3" or better on the Deltona roster. Got some rangy looking athletes. Got a manageable 3rd down here.
Williams comes near side. Lane's going to roll out. Oh, at a receiver.
Catches it. Ooh, did not catch it.
Intended receiver was Cameron Miles. That's one of those passes that I'm sure Lane's going to wish he had back. All you got to do is make it manageable, and Miles picks up more yards.
Yeah, Cameron's a good-looking young man. He is thick. I was down on the field before the game and just kind of eyeballed him up. He is very sturdy built.
Deltona's going for this, folks. They've seen enough bad snaps in their punt game. Their punter's not here, so why not go for it?
Probably got a little confidence in their defense on that first drive.
Watch out for the hard count, SANDCRABS.
Absolutely.
You know, eventually Deltona will figure out that it's an 11-man game.
Yeah, I was thinking eventually they're going to run out of timeouts when they keep running too many people out there.
We're going to hand it off. That's a delay of game. There's no doubt about it.
Wow.
And now they're going to punt.
They're going to attempt to punt.
Okay, I'll give you that. I guess we have to use that word.
The last operation was not exactly stellar.
Rashad Floyd and Javier Sylvester will be the return men for Deltona. For SEABREEZE. Eric McKay, the senior, is going to be the punter.
It's a different guy than last time, I think.
Step 1, just get it off.
Great roll.
The ball's going to take a punter's roll. It'll be downed by Marquise Gray at the SEABREEZE 41-yard line. So SEABREEZE will have 1st and 10, their second possession on their side of the 50. I would have liked to have seen them go for it, though. I think that would have been an interesting down.
I think we're going to look here for a doubles formation. I think we're going to see number 4 go in motion, and I think we're going to see them empty and throw a screen. Just a feeling I have.
just what you hear. Jeremiah's first pass is complete. Receiver was Javier Sylvester out of the backfield. He takes it up to the 49-yard line. Okay, 2nd and 2.
Can't get a good call out of that, coach, or anything?
No, I was going to tell you great call, but I'll give you good.
Thank you.
I mean, you wanted good.
No, good is good. Good's all I deserve.
Man, it's like you knew it was coming. Wilson hands the ball off to Sylvester. He's got a blocker or 2. He's going to take it across the 50, down to the Deltona 45. Move the chains. 1st and 10, SANDCRABS.
Coach, I think the Crabs have realized that they might have a little better opportunity in the more of the regular sets here and creating some space for the running game.
I agree with you. I think we'll see them spread here for a while. Deltona's playing a 4-2-5 defense. That is a good tackler right there.
Let me tell you something, fellas. The plastic was exchanged right there.
That's D. Bruton.
What is he, Coach?
5'9", 175, and he's a sophomore.
Again, another West Volusia name.
D. Bruton is also one of their leaders in tackles. He's 2nd on the team with 48.
I can believe that.
Wilson. Nice ball.
It looked good.
Overthrows intended receiver Marcus Bullard.
There's just going to have to be some rust in this young man's game, not having taken a snap, all season, basically. And, there was no small injury that he had. You break your leg, and I got to believe that they would rather have him stand back there and throw the football than try to incorporate him in the run game a whole lot.
I talked with Coach Beach about it because the secondary, if you notice when SEABREEZE goes to trips, Deltona has no support on the single receiver side, so the speed option would be the play that, I don't know, unless that free safety comes up and makes all those hits like he just did, and he very well might, but in visiting with Coach Beach, he just did not want to risk that sort of a thing with his quarterback, and I get that. That
pass attempt brought to a close the first quarter. We now begin the second quarter. SEABREEZE leads Deltona by a score of 3-0. It'll be 3rd down and about 6 when the SANDCRABS take the field. Coach Yoakum, Mainland is 7-0. They're playing New Smyrna Beach 1-5. Last year, the Barracudas took Mainland to overtime. This season might be a little different. Darrington Evans, is he enough to keep this one close, or does Mainland add another shutout to their list?
There will be no overtime tonight in New Smyrna Beach. That's where they're playing. That's correct. No, sir. I do not believe the Barracudas can hold up to the brute force of Mainland High School.
We have a few more area games to take a look at after this play. Wilson.
Nice pass.
Yes, it was.
Pitch and catch with Rashad Floyd. That's probably a guy who's happy to see his quarterback back, I would imagine.
I would think so. If he jogs back to the huddle, it'll be the first time I've seen him hustle other than when the plays are going on all year.
That's a good observation, Coach. We've noticed that over the few weeks that we've had the SANDCRABS.
Enough yards for a 1st down. It'll be 1st and 10 SANDCRABS from the Deltona 35. Sylvester again on the handoff, taking a look at another couple area games. Coach Oakum.
Oh, we've got a late flag. It's going to be on number 2, I believe, for I don't know what they're going to call it. Personal foul is going to be my guess.
Which number 2?
Number 2 in the white.
Okay. You're calling Marquise Lane. Let's see what happens.
Marquise is playing himself a little corner and a little quarterback. Oh, it's 21. I'm sorry. I just could see the 2. It's 21.
That's Rayshawn Herring, He's an underclassman. He's a junior.
He's a junior. Okay, he's an older fellow.
He's a veteran of this team. Coach Oakham, 0-5. Wildwood is at Taylor, 2-4. District 8 1A game that Taylor needs to win.
Taylor does need to win. I saw Wildwood in the spring, and I do believe they're going to win. I do believe that Taylor will take it.
You predicted a Taylor win last week, and you were correct.
Well, I think I've been correct on all my picks so far.
Okay. So noted. 1st and 10 from the Deltona 21-yard line. Wilson on a quick throw to Floyd. Floyd's going to be met right away by Marquise Lane, and he's just going to be thrown all over the place and finally brought down after a big loss back at the 30-yard line. So that's a loss of about 10 on the play.
Marquise is going to sleep well tonight if he plays all night at quarterback and defensive back.
He's taking a break right now.
Yeah.
That was a slow developing play. And Rashad Floyd, one of the things that we've noticed with him, he not sure he's got enough giddy up to make it happen on his own.
No.
You know, he needs to be able to put it on his numbers in stride in a route.
2nd and long for the SANDCRABS. Wilson, he's going to look to throw deep. He's got Floyd open. Floyd's
nice drop of the shoulder by Floyd after the catch.
He met John May.
They may have awakened Brother Floyd because that was a pretty sporty finish of a play right there.
Yep.
3rd down and 4 from the 14-yard line.
Deltona doesn't have an answer for that deep out yet.
Wilson's going to look to throw a middle screen. He's got Sylvester. He's going to go behind his blocker. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown. Touchdown pass. First one of his SEABREEZE career. And that's Wilson to Sylvester.
I know Coach Beach's screen game is, extensive, and that's one of the things that's kind of been taken away from his arsenal. He hasn't been able to call that and utilize it, and you throw the ball down the field, you run it a little bit, and next thing you know, you hit him with the screen, get him coming out to that quarterback, and very well executed and great call.
Hayworth in to attempt the point after. Snap, hold, kick. That's good. 10:30 to go in the first half. SEABREEZE extends their lead. It's now 9-0. SANDCRABS over the Wolves. Welcome back to Municipal Stadium, Larry Kelly Field. Hayworth with the kick. Going to be fielded at the Deltona 10.
Great coverage there by the SANDCRABS.
Ball is brought up to the Deltona 25-yard line where the Wolves will have 1st and 10. Again, the Wolves will break the huddle with 12 just to make sure. Maybe one guy's making sure everyone has their assignment. Lane will hand the ball off to Williams. He's going to come near side and be met right away. 3 defensive players in on the stop for the SANDCRABS. Pickup of 1.
Good pursuit by the SANDCRABS there. Again, good technique played by the D-line, linebackers, and the contained corner.
Williams and Shipman will come off the field.
Trips into the boundary, wide, a lot of field, as Coach Allen said earlier, a lot of field to the right of this Deltona offense.
Lane gives the ball to Miles. Wrapped up.
I'm not sure that he was down right there.
He didn't think he was down either.
He sure didn't.
Well, he's just a sophomore, so he might not know well by now.
He doesn't understand the rules of football just yet. Is he a sophomore? Yes, he is. Huh. 3rd and long for the Wolves. 9 minutes to go in the first half. And counting. SEABREEZE leading Deltona by a score of 10-0. Lane pumps.
My goodness.
Yes,
Throws a strike to the far side. No flags on the play.
Wide open receiver. Nobody there.
Logan Schaefer. Hey, Coach, look him up when you get a chance. Logan Schaefer, number 14.
Number 14. I'm guessing you've already looked, but he is a sophomore.
Wow. Man.
As I count, $12 sophomores on the Deltona roster.
1st and 10 Deltona from their 39-yard line.
Here come the Crabs. They got inside pressure. There we go.
Lane's going to keep it.
I think that's a very aware play on his part there to see the inside pressure, pull it out of there, try to get what he can get, because there's no way if he gives that they're going to get anything positive.
Zipper for SEABREEZE did a great job of making sure that Lane couldn't beat him to the outside, had to turn it in.
We don't hear much about Zipper, but he's played fairly solid through the whole season.
2nd and 7. Handed off to Trey Williams, I believe, 10 on the carry. Yep, Trey Williams was on the carry. Nice little move in the hole. Picked up another couple yards. It'll be 3rd and 5 for the Wolves. Clock continues to roll. Again, your score, SEABREEZE 10, Deltona nothing on this pink out for the SANDCRABS.
You've got number 7, Julian Delgado, soloed up top. Julian played for us at DeLand a few years back, played at Trinity. This is his 3rd stop. That's where they're trying to go with it.
The pass was intended for Henson.
He's a big, good-looking kid.
Yeah, he's long, Coach. He's very long. He's deceptively fast, pretty good hands, and not really a bad play call. But I like Julian. Julian is a nice kid. Worked hard, and at, 6'4", 215. That's I'm sorry, I'm looking at Evan. Julian is 3, Coach. 3 is Julian.
And that pass was intended for number 7.
Evan Henson.
Step 1, the snap.
Ooh.
Step 2, the punt. Fair catch being called for. That's Javier Sylvester on the fair catch. SEABREEZE will have 1st and 10 from their 35-yard line. 6:41 to go in the first half. I'll be your best friend for my roster back. I gave you one.
Anything for you.
Thanks, buddy. It's all right.
Yes.
Don't worry about the work Coach Yoakum does.
Excuse me?
Don't worry about the work that you do.
I do not worry about the work I do. I enjoy the work I do.
No, never mind.
Okay.
You turn that into a bad thing. Thanks, man. Jeremiah Wilson again in that quarterback.
You make it easy, so.
No. Make it enjoyable. Fun. This is good stuff. 1st and 10, SANDCRABS from their 35-yard line. Wilson with another nice pass. This is going to go a long ways. Scott Summers on the reception. He's going to take it across the 50 and down to the 36-yard line of Deltona.
Just way too much cushion by the corner over there on the right-hand side of Deltona's defense. If they're going to play that far off, those screens will be many and very successful as the night goes by.
And then Coach Beach is very comfortable calling these type of plays out of these sets. And that's the last thing Deltona wants, is a quarterback getting comfortable and the play caller doing the same. Looks like we got some miscommunication there.
We got a flag.
Thrown into the line of scrimmage.
Number 74 is holding his hands up like who me.
Which means, yes you.
And he's too big to miss if it's on him. No, it's on the SANDCRABS. It's a holding. Just a couple penalties on both teams. I'd say an appropriate number for a half of high school football.
Coach, I'm going to tell you, this Decker kid, he's a load in there.
We're going to have some water.
They're going to have some water, and we're going to have some time to each other. 6:14 to go in the first half. SEABREEZE leads Deltona 10-0. Welcome back to Municipal Stadium, Larry Kelly Field. Billy Gahagan, Steve Allen, Rocky Yoakum. 10-0, SEABREEZE leads Deltona. First down and very long. Wilson's going to hand the ball off to Sylvester. Nobody's going to catch him. He's at the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, SEABREEZE.
SEABREEZE has gotten some good mileage out of brother Sylvester so far this season. I like him. He's done a real nice job all season. I think he's got a bright future, and he can really roll.
Seems to have really good vision, quick feet, and obviously he's got that burst.
Hayworth in once again to attempt the point after. Sammy's kick is up, and it's good. 5:58 to go in the first half. SEABREEZE just extending their lead. It's now 17-0. SANDCRABS over the Wolves. Taking a look at some of the other area games. Coach Allen, Tallahassee McClay at 1-6 travels across the street to Father Lopez 3-3. If Father Lopez wins this District 3 2A game, it puts them into the playoffs for a second consecutive season. Yeah, the point I was going to make in the job that Coach Dunlap has done over there, and to get them into the playoffs 2 years in a row, I think they'd be very impressive. I look for them to win tonight. They have a lot at stake. Coach Allen, Flagler Palm Coast 6-1 at First Coast 6-0. Keyshawn Bird leads the area in rushing with 1,009 yards, 13 touchdowns. Is that enough to beat First Coast with a ton of Division I talent? The last time that Flagler Palm Coast was in the playoffs, they lost a playoff game up there to the same First Coast team, so it'll be interesting to see how they respond. First Coast is missing two of their key players that were out and due to some suspension, so that is good news for the Flagler Palm Coast Bulldogs. Hayworth drives his kickoff to the 1. Momentum took the carrier into the end zone, so he had to bring it out. He brings it up to about the 17-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 for the Wolves. Coach Yoakum, 1-5 Atlantic is at 0-6 Cocoa Beach. This could be Atlantic's second one of the season. I believe that it will be. The Minutemen from Cocoa Beach have not won a football game. Atlantic, is this a district football game for them as well, Coach? Or do you know? I'm not 100% sure. I don't think so. I don't know how big that district is, but anyway, we hope that Coach Smith and the Sharks can get her done down there at Atlantic tonight. That is a district. It's a District 5 4A game, Coach. All right. Usually these weeks everybody's playing a district game. Miles on the carry. He'll pick up about 2 yards on the play, finishing up the area games. Coach Allen, 2-5. Halifax is at 6-1. Orlando Christian Prep OCP has won 6 in a row. Halifax has lost its last 3. Make it 7 in a row for OCP. That was easy. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Oh, that's it? That was all. That's all I got for you. All right, Coach Oakham, that leaves you with 4-3 DeLand at 1-6 Sanford Seminole. This is a District 2 8A game that DeLand needs to win in order to keep a hold of that number 2 spot in the district.
I believe that DeLand will win that football game. Sanford is down this year, and the Bulldogs seems to be getting better and better.
2nd down and 6. Marquise Lane keeps the ball himself. He's going to take it across the 25 and up to the 26-yard line. He's going to be just short of a 1st down.
Lane is really good at coming down the line of scrimmage and then ducking inside the defensive end. Number 58, Nick Zipper, worked this way, and then he just cut right back up inside of him, picked up the extra 5 yards. Big down here for the Wolves. They don't want to have to bring their punt team back out here in this half. They need to make 1st down pretty badly here.
Absolutely. This thing could get out of hand for them.
Here come the SANDCRABS. Lane's going to give the ball.
Getting hell. This defensive, I can see holding from here.
Lane hands the ball off to number 9. That's D. Bruton, getting some time on offense.
Number 61, John Stiggins, getting some time on his back there. They took him 5 yards down the field and just planted him. We call that giving the business, Coach Gahagan. He was getting the business.
Yes, he most certainly was. The officials have called timeout for a measurement. I'm willing to bet this is 4-down territory for the Wolves.
I think he made the 1st down. I believe that he, from the angle that I have, which is an excellent angle, I do believe he made it. I'm
with you, Coach.
And you've been hot all night long. I would not bet against you, Coach.
Don't bet against me, Bill.
Coach has been hot all year, as he duly noted earlier that he has not missed a call.
And he's going to be just short, Coach. Taking you to Vegas or not, but he's going to be that much short. Great camera work. Zoomed in nicely. So it's going to be 4th and very, 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 very short.
So do you get under center and run a sneak?
No, absolutely not. Nobody is under center anymore. It's 2014.
It's a very sad thing, I think.
Agreed. But if I thought you were asking me, and I was going to say affirmative.
I was asking you, actually.
I'll just be over here if you need me. I'll just set up the pins. You guys knock them down.
But you're good at it. You are really good at it.
I appreciate that, I think.
Al Michaels like.
Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm not even going to play Topper Harley with you, Coach. I'm going to let you have your fun. You guys pick at me.
Thank you.
You're giving the business to the young guy.
From the east to the west.
Got to watch out for the hard count here. Going to need a center. There he is. And they are going to get under the center. And they should sneak this, but who knows?
And that's going to be enough for a 1st down.
Lane's head snapped back as soon as he took the snap itself, but his 2nd effort got him over the hump.
1st and 10, Deltona from their 28-yard line. Clock continues to roll. SANDCRABS lead the Wolves by a score of 17-0. 2 Wolves coming to the huddle. That means 8 are going to leave. Oh, I love Coach Johnson. He's not going to be mad at me. He'll clown me, but I'm going to clown the hell out of him too.
Right.
1st and 10 for the Wolves. Williams in motion.
Number 5 at quarterback here.
Caleb Willis. He's going to roll to his right. He's going to keep it, maybe gain a yard.
My goodness, when I coached, they used to teach the guys that ran the down markers that when the players approach the sideline that you lay those sticks down so somebody doesn't get tripped up in them. But that was back 50 years ago.
That was about a week or 2 ago, Coach.
So maybe they've redone the equipment where that stuff can't hurt you anymore.
Stepping out of bounds after a gain of a 1/2 of a yard. Stops the clock, 2:38 to go in the 1st half.
I think it's critical for Deltona to maintain possession of the ball and not give it back.
I do too.
SEABREEZE offense gaining some confidence. You don't want to give up a score and put this thing out of reach in the first half.
Willis stays in at quarterback. Williams comes across his face. He doesn't hand off to Williams. He's going to hand it off to the deep back.
That will help.
And that's Nigel Shipman on the carry. Trying to use my eagle eyes to find out why Marquise Lane is not on the field.
I think Coach Yoakum alluded to it on the sneak. I think he probably got his bell rung a little bit.
He is standing on the sideline at about their 47-yard line. His helmet is in his hands. Marquise Lane is. So the peppy little Caleb Willis will continue to quarterback the Wolves. He's now under center, 1st and 10. Everybody jumped, but we're going to say that SEABREEZE came across first, aren't we, Coach?
I believe we are. I believe we are. We'll keep a close eye on the officials here. The Wolves seem to be, well, they may just be huddling up, but yes, sir. Good eyes, Coach DeHagen.
It's my brand new cornea. Thanks to Coach. Thanks to Coach Lugo. Thanks to Dr. Lugo.
When did you get a new cornea?
Last August. Brand new. Same thing that Sammy had done. Cornea transplant.
Steve Austin. You're Steve Austin.
Yes, I am.
We can rebuild him.
1st and 5. That's Willis again under center. He hands the ball off to Miles. Miles going to pick up some. I like the way Miles runs.
Absolutely.
He brings it, doesn't he? He sticks it up in there.
He's not looking for a place to lay down. We've seen too much of that this season.
Did you happen to see the free safety from Virginia Tech play last night?
I did not.
He was looking for a place to lay down 2 or 3 times. He just it was not very physical for what you would expect from a Virginia Tech player.
Who'd they play?
They played the Pitt Panthers.
Oh. New quarterback. That's Marquise Lane. He's going to look for somebody to throw to.
Okay. And Coach Beach is going to do his best Pele imitation.
Except he swung and missed.
He did.
I've seen that like that on the golf course a couple times.
And he's not going to be happy with this defensive penalty. It's going to all but keep the ball from their offense.
He's going to get himself another one here if he's not careful.
Well, we have a legend at the head official out tonight, Brother JJ, who is a Volusia County legend. And all of us coaches in Volusia County are well acquainted with JJ in his work.
JJ was my neighbor when I lived up by SEABREEZE High School.
Watch what you say.
And he had
there he is.
The audacity to come. Our coaches used to get together after games.
The audacity
to come to my house a couple times after the games and join us.
Coach, he has a son that is a tremendous golfer.
SEABREEZE calls timeout with 1:09 to go in the first half as they take it. We will too. It's SEABREEZE 17, Deltona nothing. Welcome back to Larry Kelly Field at Municipal Stadium. 1:09 to go in the first half. SEABREEZE leads Deltona by a score of 17-0. The Wolves have a 1st and 10 from the SEABREEZE 39-yard line. Marquise Lane is back at quarterback for the Wolves. He's looking downfield, has a receiver open. Nice
great throw and catch.
Yep.
On the reception is Evan Hinson. He's small, 6'4", 215, but sorry, Coach Oakham, he's not a sophomore.
He is not. This little number 5 here that comes in at quarterback, sometimes split out here to the left side of the formation. He's going to be in the slot this time.
Caleb Willis.
It's a little quick.
Lane looking to his
Got him
left.
in the middle.
Oh, nice stop. That's Will Roth.
That is Will Roth. Coach Kramer tells me he's his best defensive lineman, plays left defensive end.
Deltona calls their third and final timeout of the first half. 37 seconds to go. The Wolves are going to be faced with a second down, and we're going to call it 15.
It'd be a real shame if they get down there in field goal range and can't stop the clock because they've had to use their timeouts in a different way.
Yeah, and the bigger shame would be they don't have a kicker to kick it through there.
That is a very good point. They may never get to field goal range tonight.
Coach Oakham going back to Will Roth and tying in with the whole lineage and bloodlines. Will's father, Matt, we were talking at the JV game. Matt was a senior when I was a freshman. Father Lopez, he played offensive line. And when I told him that you were up in the booth, he said, we played against SEABREEZE and Coach Oakham. So Will comes from a bloodline as well.
And how old is his dad now?
His dad is 4 years older than me. That would make him, you know, so about that. He's 47.
47 years old.
Yes, he is.
It's hard to believe. My oldest players are now 58 years old. That's hard to believe.
Wow. Yeah.
The word on the street was that you were afraid to play us when I was at Lopez. It's second down. Lane's going to look to throw across the middle, overthrows his intended receiver. You can just leave that one alone, by the way.
Well, you know, we talked about this a few weeks ago. It's one of those, there's not a whole lot to gain by a big school beating a small school, and there's a lot to lose. We did play just one time?
Twice.
Did we play twice?
We played twice. The second year we played was when
Gene
guy by
Gainey
the name of Gene Gainey was there.
Yeah. Was he on our team?
Oh, he most certainly was.
Okay.
And every time he scored, he'd go over to Coach Asher and go, "Hey, Coach, that's one," and then drop. That's two.
Bill, so you're saying, Bill, you were busy that night?
Oh, man. I was busy holding my helmet on the sidelines. I was just a sophomore. I didn't get to play. But, man, we gave you a good game.
Absolutely.
Third down and long for the Wolves. Lane's going to look to throw deep. He has a receiver. It's going to be a jump ball near side, and it's going to fall incomplete.
26 seconds left.
Hinton again, the intended receiver.
I think that's a good game plan to throw it up to a big kid like Henson.
Right.
He's a nice tall receiver. Just
Sure
nice play by the DB. Got his hands up in there and knocked it down that time.
Coach, they had the number 2, the slot guy on the left side. They got him on a little bender route there. He wasn't looking this way, but I think it's available to him. Oh, my man just took a tumble down here. Could be the hardest hit of the night right there. And he's up. He's good.
You know, the funny part about that kid that took the tumble, that's Coach Hillman's son.
DNA.
That's Barrett.
Well,
That's bloodline.
I talked with Coach Hillman before the game. He said he was going to get him, he's 5 years old, is going to get him into football as soon as possible.
Well, somebody needs to tell Coach Hillman that his son just lost the battle with the bleachers. He may want to reconsider that.
One of the toughest jobs in sports is being a coach's kid.
Just ask one.
Just ask Coach Kramer.
26 seconds to go in the first half. SEABREEZE leading Deltona by a score of 17-0. This is a district game for both schools. Deltona without their kicker / punter, facing a 4th down and 14 from the SEABREEZE 29-yard line.
Coach Oakham, having built this SEABREEZE program, what do you think about the black?
You know, I have to tell you that it's a little different. It's a little hard to get used to. When Jerry Chandler came from West Virginia, he brought a little Carolina blue to mix in with the red and white, and I love that. Sometime I'll show you a picture of our all blue uniform.
I've seen those, Coach. I liked them.
Lane is going to look to throw into the end zone.
They got a chance here.
Intercepted.
Or is it? Yes, it is.
Great position again by the corner over there. Ball a little underthrown.
Deltona needs to be careful. There are 19 seconds left. That's enough to pitch it around twice.
Jaquez Goins on the interception for SEABREEZE.
I think they're going to get soft coverage, and Coach Beach is going to hit them with the tunnel screen, and it's been good to them.
SEABREEZE will take over after the interception on their 20-yard line, 19 seconds to go.
I think getting the ball in number 4's hands is not a bad idea either.
I'm with you. They've got Summers out there too.
Wilson is going to hand the ball off to Sylvester. He's going to come near side.
Horse collar.
He's going to go out of bounds with 12 seconds to go. Enough yards for a first down.
7 seconds off the clock.
Coach, I see Coach Saunier down here. Looks like he still hadn't got his wheel worked out.
I talked to him about that because I noticed he had a little hitch in his get-along. I asked him if he'd ridden his motorcycle up here tonight. He said no, he's going to try to be safe. I think it's about Skip's 6th knee injury. He didn't have surgery this last time.
1st and 10, SANDCRABS. Wilson fakes the handoff.
Ball stiff.
Batted at the line of scrimmage. That's incomplete.
That had a bad look there, Coach. You see one of those white jerseys step in front of that and change the whole ball game.
That pass will fall incomplete for obvious reasons. 8 seconds to go in the first half.
Be interested to see in the second half how all these sophomores and this young team responds to a 17-point deficit.
Hinson off the edge. He's going to get blocked. Handing the ball off to Sylvester.
Yeah, that's going to take care of it.
The first half. Yep. Yes, it is.
I don't know if they got a timeout or not.
The clock says they did not.
But it's A1 officials. We'll see what happens. Waiting for the ball to be raised above JJ's head. No, sir. End of the first half. Your score.
Nope. It's a timeout. One more play, folks.
So saith the dean.
Well, so saith the dean because he knows to watch the guy in a white hat signal timeout, SEABREEZE. One more play, 1 second left to go.
Just because he's your good friend, I understand. So there'll be 1 second left, or it'll be an untimed down or something. But anyway, SEABREEZE did get a timeout in. They're leading 17-0. They should just go into victory. Take a knee. Live to play another half.
Really?
You're up 17-0.
You're 1-5, and I think that you're
some of our players went to the locker room. They have to come back.
Correct.
Should have just stuck with it. Well, Charlie Williams has joined us, internet engineer. He's chilling. 1 second. 1 whole second. It's going to take us an hour to play the second. If this were a college basketball game, we'd be taking this second a long ways. What's the rule here, Coach Oakham? No deeper than the deepest, or deeper than the deepest? What is the DB's rule here? When
deeper than the deepest, wider than the widest.
Okay. See if that comes into play for the Wolves. Wilson probably going to air this one out. He's under a little bit of pressure. He's going to roll.
Don't break your legs, son.
And roll and wisely step out of bounds. And that will that?
That will end the first half.
Take us to break, Coach Oakham.
Folks, we hope you've enjoyed the first half of this ball game. Stay with us because we've got a great second half coming up for you.
You're a natural.
Lived here since 1994, so they've been over 500 2 times in the last decade. So nobody has really gone to Deltona and just flat out won ball games, with the exception, the best coach numerically is Todd Sisko, 17-13. He was 8-3 in 07, and that was a really good bunch. Again, I'm not sure about putting fear in anybody, but for Deltona, that's the best that it's been.
No doubt. SEABREEZE, as we all know, is down this season. Coach Oakham, they're getting a shot in the arm tonight with the return of quarterback Jeremiah Wilson, who transferred in from Matanzas last year but was injured in the spring jamboree. What kind of pep does that give SEABREEZE tonight?
Oh, I've got to think they were very excited about that. Certainly the young man who's returned from that broken leg has got to be thrilled. He's probably going to be a little bit rusty. I do believe he will start tonight. Yeah, I think the rest of the team who were so excited about him and the coaching staff were so excited about him that I'm sure everybody is pumped up about having this young man back to pull the trigger for SEABREEZE tonight.
Well, every year the SANDCRABS are considered a playoff team. Even at 1-5, SEABREEZE has a chance to make the playoffs this season. It'll be for the 10th time in Mark Beach's 14 seasons as a head coach. Coach Oakham, the SANDCRABS are struggling offensively this season. They're only averaging 10 points a game. In the grand scheme of things, the SANDCRABS can't look past this Deltona for a sure win, or can they?
Oh, I don't think you can look past them at all, and I don't think anybody from SEABREEZE is looking past them. I think they realize that they're in a position where the playoffs are really dependent upon them having success here tonight. I'm one of the faithful that am feeling very strongly that they're going to accomplish that and get a win here tonight against Deltona.
Well, it's a pink out here for the SANDCRABS. Deltona is hoping to add a little black and blue to the mix, huh? That was pretty
Coach
bad.
Gahagan, what are your thoughts about, do we have any predictions for this game tonight?
You know, I've said for quite a few weeks, I like the way Deltona matches up with them, and I can't believe it's that people are saying that when you talk about these two programs. I wouldn't be surprised if Deltona gives SEABREEZE all that they can handle. And I think that if SEABREEZE doesn't put a nail in the coffin early and lets this group hang around, I think it could be a bad thing for SEABREEZE High School tonight.
I just wanted to hear that on the air, and I don't think that's a terrible assessment.
I will not shy away from my words, and you know that.
Which is why I like to set you up like a bowling pin, so you can go ahead and do that, Bill. That's awesome, just awesome.
SEABREEZE has won the toss. They've elected to defer. That only means that Deltona will more than likely receive here in the first half. When we come back from the break, we will talk about the other area games and then have the kickoff between Deltona and SEABREEZE. We'll be right back. Yes, we are.
2 2 2 2 2.
Test. And test.
2 2 2 2 2.
Test. Everything should be just the same as last time.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing.
Test.
How are you guys feeling?
I'm feeling good.
You sound okay?
Yeah, sounds fine.
Okay.
Billy, can you just turn where it's not so loud in my headset?
Mine also, just a smidge.
All right. So for Coach Oakham, Coach Oakham, blah 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 blah. We're good. Coach Allen, blah 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 blah.
Right there.
Okay.
Great.
All right.
Okay.
Let's do this. What do we got? Coach, let me see if I can do. Let me just see where that is. Oh, it's right there. That's what it was. Okay, I'm good. I think I'm good. Oh, perfect now. Perfect.
Oh, we're going to have to stop for the national anthem.
You all right, Coach?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
Did you see the dude play the violin the other night on was it the football game? National anthem the other night. It was awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2014 of drum major Daniel Cleany and assistant drum major
I'll throw it to you twice. We'll talk about Jeremiah coming back. What does that mean to an offense that's struggling? And then
They're about half of the marching on.
Welcome back to Municipal Stadium and Larry Kelly Field. Billy Gahagan, Steve Allen, and Rocky Yoakum. Coaches, we'll start with you, Coach Yoakum. Last year at this time, SEABREEZE defeated Deltona 49-0. A lot of their big players have gone off to college, but guys like Rashad Floyd, Scott Summers, they return. Can we expect to see them having another offensive outpouring?
Well, I'm not expecting a 49-point output unless Deltona puts the ball on the ground several times tonight. SEABREEZE is just not in that mode of scoring that many points this year. But once again, I think that the SANDCRABS are going to be ready. Down there in pregame before the game, they were talking about, not the coaches, but the players were talking about the importance of this game to one another. And you're always wondering if the kids have their mind in the right place, and I think they do.
Coach Allen, the 4 players on defense for the SANDCRABS who had big games: Cole Dunnigan, 5 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, a pick; Bubba Ballish, 3 tackles; Chase Hamilton, 3 tackles; Will Roth, 3 tackles and a tackle for a loss. What can we expect to see defensively for these guys?
Well, Cole's the leading tackle with 85 tackles, and he's the guy that gets around the ball the most. I think we've been pretty, at least I have been fairly impressed with the SEABREEZE defensive efforts that when the games that we've watched. We've seen them be, overmatched a little bit and stand up against Coco. I think it's a good example. And they've made a lot of progress, which I think is a credit to their coaches. Because we did see them, I saw them personally in week 1 against Creek. And they got kind of ran over pretty good, and they look like they could be in for a really, really long deal just from a competitive standpoint. They didn't compete very well. And so just give credit to those coaching, that coaching staff, because they've gotten better and their kids have improved on defense.
Both teams have taken the field, and as we said before, SEABREEZE won the toss. They've elected to defer. Deltona will receive. To start the game, taking a look at some of the area games, Coach Allen, Orlando Cornerstone 2-5 at Deltona. Trinity 4-2. Trinity is 2-1 at home. Cornerstone struggles on the road at 1-3.
Yeah, well, one of my notes that I jotted down, this week in preparation for the game is how I really have a lot of respect for guys that take reclamation projects. And Monty Van, even though it wasn't so much a reclamation in as much as what they've done in the past, I know what left there. And Trinity was in bad shape, and he's done a good job. He's got them to 4-2.
That was the SEABREEZE Marching 100 with the national anthem. It's Friday night, and that means high school football from Municipal Stadium and Larry Kelly Field in Daytona Beach. Hello, everyone. I'm Billy Gahagan, and standing next to me for the next couple of hours are Steve Allen and Rocky Yoakum. Tonight's game matches the Deltona Wolves and the SEABREEZE SANDCRABS in a game that has playoff implications in District 9, Class 6A. The visiting Wolves, with a record of 1-5, come into this contest with a legitimate chance to defeat the SANDCRABS. That's a tough pill to swallow for some of the SEABREEZE faithful. Coach Allen, Deltona has never really been considered a football powerhouse. Throughout the years, they've had a few athletes here and there, but they could never really put together a team that struck fear in anyone. Tonight, however, they have a chance to put themselves in the driver's seat for a playoff spot. How does this Deltona team match up with SEABREEZE?
Bill, unbelievably, I think they match up very well. We've not, if you could have told us a year ago, 2 years ago, that we would be doing a game that involves SEABREEZE and Deltona, and it would be potentially for the runner-up spot in District 9, we might not have believed that, but here Coach Johnson's got his Wolves, poised and ready to play the SANDCRABS, and the SANDCRABS, we know what they've been through. So, yes, I do think they match up well. I think they have enough athletes. I think that Coach Johnson's done a good enough job in trying to get these guys to where they need to be physically, have enough talent They have a bunch of young talent. Their sophomore class is just absolutely loaded up. And, you know, we'll be talking about the Nigel Shipmans, the Jamari Giles, the Evan Hensons. You know, these guys are sophomores, and they're just wonderful-looking dudes. And I'm excited to see them play. I know just schedule-wise watching who they've played, but I have not visually seen them play. We've seen the Crabs a bunch, so I'm excited about it. I think we got a great matchup.
Coach Alan Johnson is in his second year with the Wolves. He's 2-13-1. Once again, that is 1 in the tie column. He's coached at Deltona Trinity Christian. He coached 9 years. He was the school's only head coach. He's made the playoffs 7 of his 9 years, so he's no stranger to the playoffs.
No, but I think in fairness to him with the record part of it at Deltona, Deltona's had 9 football coaches since I